getting to know your sons and daughters in the coming weeks. I actually spend one of my fun things to do. That's the great thing about being a head, is that you can kind of do anything you like. So one of the fun things that I do is to spend an evening in each of the houses in the autumn term, mainly to meet the new pupils and to catch up with the existing pupils about what they're doing and things like that. It's, for some reason, it helps me to learn everyone's names by seeing them in their room, because when they're in their room, they've got their pictures on the walls, and I can sort of, I don't know, I have one of those memories where I find it easier to remember their names if I've seen them in-house. So I basically go around, and the head of house will take me around, and then, so hopefully I will get to meet all of your sons and daughters, and then for those who are in Southend and Queens, I go at kind of lunchtime or something like that. But we're really looking forward to getting to know them. Although we're a pretty big school, but we really feel like we work on the basis of a small school. So our idea is that they feel very quickly that we know them very well and that you know us, and vice versa. So my aim this afternoon, as part of this induction, is of course to welcome you. I know you've had a couple of the talks already, so we set this is the first time we've done this for lower sixth. We have done it a couple of years for the younger parents of younger pupils, but we really felt that it might be helpful for you to just meet some of the key people that your children will be sort of interacting with, and just to hear a really short snapshot of some of the things that they think are important. There's no way in a big place like this you could get everything across in 10 minutes or whatever, but the idea is just a really kind of just dip into the people you're going to be spending, your child's going to be spending time with, so hopefully you'll find that interesting and a little bit useful. And the aim is also today to remind you of all the really excellent reasons that you chose our school, and is also to talk a little bit, just at the end, about how we manage the relationship between you as parents and us as a school, and how important that relationship has to be built on trust. And I'm just going to sort of explain how we put that across. So I'm a mum of 4 myself. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. They still drive me absolutely crazy. So I can, if you haven't got older children, then I hate to tell you, but even in their 20s, they still drive me mad. My younger 2 were twins, and they went through college and left a couple of years ago. And having been both a house mistress and a deputy head in my sort of 30-year teaching career, I hope that by the time I can reassure you that I've kind of been through all the highs and lows that you're going to be going through. I've made all the mistakes as a parent, most of which you'll never make, and I hope that you'll see that we're in a partnership together, essentially, in helping to bring up your young people, and especially for the sixth form, being able to help them to go make that really important jump from being a child to a young adult, and really sort of getting into preparing them for the world beyond school, because that is what the sixth form is such an amazing preparation for. I myself moved schools in sixth form. I went to a tiny little girls' school that didn't have a sixth form at all. It had, in fact, 125 girls in the whole school, and I went on to another school far inferior down the road, Cheltenham College, for sixth form, and which was 1,000 pupils, 900 boys and 100 girls. So I sort of experienced that whole culture shock, but hopefully your children will not have quite the culture shock that I did in 1985. But it's, that sense of moving at sixth form, I think, is a really fantastic opportunity. You certainly, one of my daughters moved at sixth form as well, and I remember her saying to me, what was really interesting about it was that she was able to go, she loved her school, she'd gone all the way through up to GCSE, but when she moved for sixth form, she was able to kind of a little bit reinvent herself, not change as a person, but just do things and be interested in things that if she'd stayed at her previous school, people would have said, oh, why are you doing that? That's not what you do. You're not a creative person, or you're not an arty person, or whatever. And she really found it refreshing to be able to kind of have a little bit of a clean sheet of paper and to make new friends. And of course, in this day and age with social media and everything as it is, they are not going to lose their friends at their existing school. Far from it. They'll just add to those. So I can really vouch for the move at sixth form. Just talking a little bit about our values as a school. We are very much a sort of focused on a strong ethos. We have our values kind of summed up in what we call the 5 C's, and these are the core qualities that we want our pupils to develop. So we want to build character, and in all honesty, I think that's the number one and most important thing. A strong character will get you through absolutely anything else that comes your way. So having strong characters, being creative and curious. We are a really, really strong community, so right from the beginning we want everyone to pull together, and we want to pursue this idea of continuous excellence. But we are in no doubt that excellence looks totally different from every different person. So we're looking to help the pupils get the most out of their experience. We have a great college motto, which is Labor Omnia Vincit, which means work conquers all, which for a head teacher you couldn't imagine a better motto than that, really. And the pupils really will hopefully work hard and play hard, and certainly as a staff we will. And as a school we have a kind of strapline of beyond and above, and we really have our focus on that, because when what we are seeking to do is that we as the school are going to go beyond what you're expecting us to do, so that your children can achieve above what they thought they could do the day that they first walked in. We're going to be helping them to settle in and develop. We'll be giving them loads of different opportunities. The lessons at the beginning, they may be very challenging, they may be less challenging, because in that first tranche where you're coming from GCSE into A-level, different subjects move at different paces. So I think the theme of everything I want to say is just keep calm and relax, and don't worry about everything right at the beginning, because either your children will be ringing up saying, oh my god, I'm totally out of my depth and I can't do it, or oh, it's incredibly easy and I've done it all before, and somewhere in the middle of those things will be where they are. So there will be a sense of getting everybody settled and working through their different learning styles. It's been a very long time since GCSEs. I don't know if you've although we're going to miss them horribly as parents, we're also just a tiny little bit excited about having them off farm books, where they're not saying all the time, what's for lunch and what are we doing later, and this, that sort of thing. So it's really nice. There will be a period of adjustment. The support network here at college is really second to none, and we are going to be, we have a lot of different people here to help with all the different areas. You're going to have various people that you'll get to know. James Bass is the head of art college. You would have met him at lunch. He has 2 assistants. He had a deputy head of art college, Luke Evan, and Sarah Dawson is the assistant head. And then Rebecca Evans will become an increasingly important person to your children, because she's the head of higher education and careers. And right from the beginning of lower sixth, we start that journey of kind of what might you be interested in, where are we going, most importantly, what grade do I need to get there to get to that place. And we have some fantastic other people. Nick Nelson runs the Overseas University Programme, which is very popular. Last year we had about 25 pupils having sort of over 35 offers between them. We've got 9 scholarships to American, Canadian, New Zealand universities. So there's a big programme there. We also have Kate Coates runs the Oxford programme, and John Jones runs the Medic, Vet and Dentistry programme. So we've got lots of different things going on all of the time. Other supporters, obviously, as well as your house parent, who is called a husband here, which is a very odd phrase, but the husbands and the matrons and the resident tutors. We've also got 8 nurses, led by Fiona Parry, who you might have met already, some of you, 2 full-time counsellors, a physio, 2 school doctors. Your children will be able to see a GP much quicker than you can, probably. And there are a number of other people, obviously the senior pupils, the college prefects, heads of houses, and peer mentors as well. The results in 2024, we were really, really proud of our results. We are a broad church as a school. We pride ourselves on not being super selective. So it's a really, we're really delighted that we have such a range. Across the whole of the sixth form, the upper sixth gave 75% A star to be at A level. Our sort of top 100 pupils are nearly 90% A star to B. So in that way, we hope that again this idea of excellence that we give different pupils is really important. Well over 80% of our pupils were into their first choice, and actually we have obviously results come out on the Thursday and Friday. By the end of Friday, out of 151 in the year group, we only had 8 pupils who were still looking in clearing and things like that, and who weren't all looking at reapplying. So that's a really good sign. And if you happen to be looking at the Times newspaper yesterday, on Saturday, I was delighted to read that they highlighted 3 schools for evidence that private sector can still get really fantastic GCSE results. People, they were Westminster, Reading and Cheltenham. So I'm very pleased with that. And you might have seen outside, we're Independent School of the Year locally at the moment from Socos, which is great. We've got such a good, obviously a wide-ranging curriculum. Some of your children will be doing some of our new courses, the BTEC or the Cambridge Technical courses. The results for those 4 courses that we've been doing them for 2 and 3 years respectively now, are absolutely phenomenal. And all the lower sixth will do the extended project qualification, which again, lots of universities offer places for an A grade in EPQ, which is why we encourage all of the lower sixth to do it. And it is just another thing, it often just gets somebody over the line when they need to. And it's fantastic to really become the expert on something that they really want to do. There are also loads of things, and I just wanted to say that we're really proud of the fact that our new lower sixth entrants are always members of our college prefect team at the end of their first year here. So the fact that they might have been on a trajectory to be a prefect at their old school doesn't mean they won't be one here. Every year we have college prefects who are new at sixth form. In each of the last 3 years, one of the top four heads of school have been a new pupil at sixth form. And there are plenty of opportunities to be house prefects, officers in the CCF, and leaders of one of the 25 or 30 academic societies. And we also really encourage sixth formers to start their own society as well if we don't have one at the moment. We're very keen on that. And of course, there's all sorts of huge, 19 different sports, electives, the mini MBA, the Cadet Corps, Royal Duke of Edinburgh, community service, Masters of Music and Drama and everything. So lots of things to do. We will be in touch with you quite a lot. Obviously, in the sixth form, we are looking at the boys and girls sort of leading on communication a little bit. So you'll have to forgive us if you're wanting to ring up and talk to us about something. We're happy to do that, but then we'll also be saying, actually, please can we go and talk to them about it? Because we've got to sort of encourage them to sort things out themselves and to really engage with the adults around them. Certainly when you get to university, there isn't that opportunity to ring anyone. So it's really important that we encourage them to do. But again, don't feel shy about bringing up them. If there's anything you're worrying about, we're all here, and the house parents especially. We have house Instagram accounts and our Friday newsletter, so do subscribe to those because they have all the different pictures and things of what we've been doing and getting on with. Just to finish then, as you sit here now, I'm sure you'll probably have a bit of fear and trepidation about what's to come, and you may also be just wondering about things and how we might work things if things don't go right for a change. One of the key things is, for us, the most important thing for us is that we have a trust between us. And that's the only thing that really matters, that you feel that we're the right people to entrust your child to, and we feel that we can help you. We're not a school with a long list of draconian rules, however, we are, what I would say is, we are conservative with a small c. We really are, we want the pupils to have good manners, to act kindly to one another, and we will deal with things when they go wrong. So if someone gets something wrong, we will deal with it. We are really proud of the fact that that sort of sense of clarity and boundaries, that those boundaries that the pupils learn to expect, they need to be there. So I often talk to parents perhaps when their children are growing up and testing it out. A child bounces into a boundary, something that you might say no to, and to be honest, they want the boundary to stay there. They don't want the boundary the minute they bounce against it to fall over, because then they fall over. And you do want that sort of sense that, okay, this is where I said no to that, and then that is what stays there. So all the discipline is mostly handled by the house staff, and it doesn't get anywhere near me or anyone else. If it's something more serious, the assistant head pastoral, James Hayden, and Anna Cutts, the senior deputy, will deal with things, but you will meet them later, and again, we're really transparent with how things are handled. But we're always going to keep you informed. And it's just that sense of them learning to grow up, to realise that actually things that you can't do at school are also things you can't do in the workplace. And actually you do need to realise that, but there's nothing to say that they can't make mistakes. They absolutely can. That's exactly what we're here for. Really nothing will ever surprise us. You would not believe the sort of things that we've sort of had and seen and dealt with, and it's all fine. But just hang in there, just be patient, talk to us again and again. You'll never fail to get anybody here coming back to you very, very quickly. We don't like having meetings and conversations. I've got parents of pupils who've joined me in the third form who going through, we're proper old friends now. I tell you, the number of sort of times they've been in and out to chat to me, or their children have been in and out of the office. But at the end of it, no one is more happy than me to see them go on and absolutely fly and succeed. And there is always a chance here to kind of renew, start again. Okay, let's put that behind us. Let's get a new start, and that's absolutely something we're very important. So thank you so much for your patience and.